Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mark from Right Line Trading, and I really want to welcome you to my talk on cryptocurrencies. And I wanted to give a little bit of a preamble on why I'm starting a cryptocurrency newsletter. And actually, the reason is really simple. Um, 'Cause it's really a little bit of a divergence from our main goal, which is to trade futures, forex, and stocks. And it's because I have a an options alert newsletter, and the reason I have it is because I personally trade options, and I felt that there was no reason for me to provide other traders with my options choices. So I created the options alert newsletter. I have started trading cryptocurrencies, and I have been extremely successful. And so I felt that there was no reason for me not to offer these investments to other traders as well. And, and that is the reason why I've developed the cryptocurrency alert newsletter. And a Saturday, I call it a master class, and it sort of is. And I'll give you more information on it at the end as to really how to work and how to manipulate cryptocurrencies. But you're going to get a lot of information in this webinar. I'm going to try to make it as information heavy as possible and as hypey as as to keep the hype down. And I just want to here's briefly. I'll show you this at the end. There's our web address and our phone number. But I just wanted to start off, and I rarely do this in a webinar, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up on these crypto gurus. I mean, when I go through my Facebook page and I go through my spam mail, I get 100,000 spams and Facebook advertisements. And anytime there's a new investing vehicle, and really cryptocurrencies are a new market niche. I mean, there were stocks, forex, futures, precious metals, currencies, and I'm sure a few that I'm forgetting, but we have to add cryptocurrencies to that because they're here to stay. They perform a vital function. They're not going anywhere. Now, they may be in a little bit of a bubble, but they are not going to disappear, and they are a tremendous investing opportunity. And anytime there's a new market niche, and I'm going to give you a little bit of example to the internet bubble, these guys crawl out of the woodwork and they call themselves crypto gurus. And I don't know what that exactly means, but that's how they advertise themselves. And I just want you to be careful with them. I mean, I've listened to a million of their webinars, and they really don't provide you with any concrete information. They have magic setups, and they don't give you any meat. They just sort of like lead you along, and really what they're really appealing to is nothing more than the dream of quitting your job and becoming rich, and they're really what they're appealing to is your fear and greed, and the fear is the fear of missing out. That there's this amazing investing opportunity. It's just gonna slide past you, and obviously everybody has. I mean, I think a little bit of greed is healthy. I mean, if you can invest $1,000 and wake up in 6 months from now, it's $100,000. That's something healthy. Everybody wants that. And these crypto gurus, they go mountain climbing, and during their pit stops, they trade cryptos. Their offer starts where it's $40,000, and it ends up it's 999. One of them uh, offered $2,000 of that value as you get to send them 4 emails, which were valued at $500 a piece. And they're pre-recorded webinars, and they stream comments, and they have fancy slides. But there's no such thing as a crypto genius. What you're going to see is that cryptocurrencies are simply nothing more than a new asset class. If you understand and do your due diligence in investing in stocks and have that kind of discipline, then you will do extremely well in investing in cryptocurrencies. There's no magic to it, and there's no crypto genius. It just takes real investing prowess. And if you at the very least, you have to understand the technology that's required in order to trade cryptocurrencies. And I'm going to show you all that in this webinar. You're going to have a fundamental understanding of all the tools that you need in order to trade them. And I just wanted to liken it a little bit to my own experience in the internet bubble, because it's really important. I mean, I was an avid investor in 1997 to 2000. And everything I'm telling you here is the truth. And everything that I purchased went up. And out came the Guru Internet stock newsletters, and they flourished. And I had a million of them. And everything they recommended always worked. And I'm telling you this as a true story. I made $480,000 on one trade in one day. And I didn't have a clue as to what I was doing. I mean, I was on a ski trip, and one of my favorite stocks that I would trade is Commerce One. I don't know, if you're an oldie like me, you might remember CMRC. It was a business-to-business company, and I bought 1,500 shares of it while I was on a ski lift. And I didn't know the following morning it was going to split 4-to-1. And that it did the following morning. I owned 6,000 shares. It went up 100 points. It closed up 80. I had 6,000 shares, and I made $480,000. And I didn't have a clue what I did. I didn't know about the stock split. I really had not done any due diligence with Commerce One. And in 2004, Commerce One was trading at 50 cents, down from 300 a share. And at 50 cents, no company even felt it had enough proprietary software to buy it. So it just went bankrupt. So all I'm doing is providing with a little bit of a cautionary tale. And that cautionary tale is directly applicable to cryptocurrencies. A lot of them are in a little bit of a bubble. Some of them are in a significant bubble. We have to be careful what we trade right now, and we have to really do tremendous due diligence, or we're going to wind up creating a Commerce One trade. And let me tell you, it was one of the worst things that happened to me, because it led me to believe that no matter what I did was going to work. And then when things started to not work, I still didn't believe they ultimately weren't going to work. And so because I really knew fundamentally little about what I was doing, I gave back a lot of money. So I don't want that same thing to happen to you. I want you to understand the nature of the investment, really do a lot of due diligence, which I'm going to help you understand how to do. When you make your investment, it's, you really have sound information. And and still, there's an opportunity to make 1,000%. And I'm going to show you that on one trade that I did, I made 1,000%. And again, this is as true a story as my win on Commerce One, except the money that I made on Commerce One is long gone, because I did not know what I was doing then. And just quickly, Commerce One, Vertical Net, Ariba, Redback Networks, JD Uniphase, Qualcomm, Exodus, Lycos, Earthlink, Audible. Out of these 10, only 2 are still in existence: Qualcomm and Audible. All the others are gone. And these were my favorite internet stocks to trade. And of those 10, 8 have evaporated. Now, Redback got bought out. I think Ariba may have gotten purchased. Every other one just went bankrupt. And I think Lycos is around in one form or another, but essentially they're gone. We don't want that to happen to us here. So now the truth of the matter is really what I have said. It really is an amazing investment opportunity. And cryptocurrencies are essentially a new asset class. They're going to be here forever. There's like I said, there's stocks, there's bonds, there's gold. There are a lot of different asset classes, and cryptocurrencies is going to join as one of the fundamental asset classes that you can trade in order to make money. And if you think you've missed the big moves, you are really wrong. The big moves, there are tremendous moves that are going to take place in the next 2 to 5 years. And we still have an opportunity to get in at the bottom on a lot of the opportunities that are out there now. I'm going to show you 2 of my favorites at the end. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of a brief introduction. You know, a lot of you may know this, and you know, it's pretty rote. It's not anything unique. But you know, Bitcoin was introduced to the world in 2000, and I think having a little background is important. You know, Bitcoin was introduced to the world in 2009. It's only recently attracted attention, and what you're going to hear these 2 terms. You're going to hear Bitcoins and altcoins. And I think that the most important thing to know is that cryptocurrencies refer to Bitcoin, Litecoin, and to Ethereum. And all the other coins are known as altcoins. And I think there are about 900 altcoins on the market. Now, if you want to do your due diligence on an altcoin, there are really 3 major factors that you have to look into. One, you have to look at their utility. You have to understand what they do. You're not just buying a coin that has a dollar value. You're buying a coin that has a digital utility. It has some kind of software utility. And that utility essentially is what gives it its value. Now, most of these altcoins will never be used as currency. The only thing they're going to be used for is their technology. And what I'm going to discuss with you is the backbone of their technology. And it's going to surprise you because it's not going to be what you've probably heard, because all of these altcoins are built on the backbone of one of the cryptocurrencies. And you'll also have to look at their social media, which is really important. And it's just an easy way to do it. You go to their website, you check out their Twitter feed, you check out their Facebook, you look. And let me tell you, they stream a lot of negative information about themselves. They don't control that. And then the third thing that's really important to do is look and see who's the financial backer of the altcoin. Now, it takes a little bit of work. The best websites are going to have a phone number posted. They're going to have an email address, and they're going to list the financial backers. Now, in the Saturday session, I'm going to tell you who those important financial backers are. And if that altcoin has some of these key financial backers, then you can bet that it's really a solid coin. Now, if it doesn't have the financial backer, you can send them an email and ask for a phone number that you can contact them to talk to them about their product. Listen, for all they know, you could be somebody who wants to invest in their backbone. You could be a miner who wants to provide them with additional technology. You're not going to give them a reason for why you want a phone number, except to say you're interested in their technology, you're interested in their product, and you'd like to get more information. You wish them to provide you with a phone number. And if they don't come back with a number, then you just got to walk away. It really destroys the credibility of that altcoin, no matter what they post on their website. And a lot of the things they post are not necessarily accurate. So you have to be really careful. Remember, anyone can post anything about an altcoin, and it can be worth 1/10 of a cent. And it may be a great investment. And I'm going to show you one that I invested in when it was 0.04 cents. And it turned out to be a tremendous investment. But what I did was I did exactly what I'm telling you to do. And you're not going to hear this anyplace else. Is to email. If you want to do your own due diligence, this is how you have to do it. Now, like I said, all these coins have the potential to be used as simple currency, but most of them are not going to be. They're going to be used as data storage networks or product management tools. So when you invest in a digital currency, you're most likely going to be investing in an emerging technology. You're not going to be investing in the coin as a form of digital currency. So it's very, very important that you understand what a blockchain is. And it's confusing and it's complicated, but in essence, the explanation is not so difficult to understand. And what it does is it really does transform the way we do business around the world. It diffuses information and provides it in multiple blocks located on thousands of computers around the world. And what it is it's a distributed database. And that means that it exists on multiple servers, making it more secure than any centralized database. And if you look at what's happened today in this age, the Russians and the Chinese can hack into any centralized database that they want. They've already hacked into the IRS database. They hack into the CIA database. Any centralized database can be hacked. And as we move forward, that ability to hack centralized databases is going to become more and more profound. So the blockchain technology diffuses that and parcels it out into blocks. And the blocks are added in an ever-growing length to a network. And each individual block increases overall network security because each block has its own private key, and each miner holds the key to the block that they create. So think how now Bitcoin was hacked, but then they put a curve in it, and now it's essentially considered to be unhackable. But you can see how a diffuse database is so much more difficult to hack than a centralized database. Now, this really has created some fear in government, but I don't think they're ever going to be able to legislate this out of existence. Now, if I can get the slide to move, we'll be in good shape. Okay, so it provides Bitcoin, and we'll use Bitcoin as an example, to provide an individual to exchange money without going through any bank, any government, and be concerned about the value of a fiat currency. So let me give you an example. Like right now in Venezuela, there's massive inflation. There's regional conflicts. There are problems with fiat currency. If you're invested in Bitcoin, you are completely free of that. Your assets are 100% protected. Also, it's a currency that's independent of governments, of laws, of states, of regions. So it gives it tremendous autonomy and power. And it gives you the ability to create a transaction from you to a company, you to another individual, without going through any centralized authority. And here's the autonomy again. Bitcoin's completely decentralized. And that means individuals can hold and make purchases through Bitcoin without interacting with a bank or government. And I want to talk to you a little bit about miners. They're maintained by a community of miners, all of whom confirm transactions, and they get a financial award in Bitcoin. And this keeps the Bitcoin network rolling without involvement from any private parties. Now, Bitcoin's finite. There are only 21 million that will ever exist. So the value of Bitcoin is simply based on supply and demand. With more demand, it goes up. With less demand, it goes down. And it is an absolute hedge against hyperinflation. Now, I want to talk about proof of work and proof of stake. And it's important that you understand these fundamental concepts, because a lot of the altcoins are going to be moved from proof of work to proof of stake. And there is a cryptocurrency right now that works on proof of stake. And I believe the future is in proof of stake and not in proof of work. So let me explain to you. I don't know. This is the information that the gurus skip. They don't want you to be bogged down with this information. All they want you to do is hear how they make 10,000% in a day. But this is the fundamental information you really know to become an educated investor. And this is what I want you to become. I want you to understand what you're doing. So you can be rewarded for being a miner in two different ways. Now, the standard way used to be proof of work, i.e., the more mining you did via proof of work, the more Bitcoin you got paid. Now, my son is 16, and one of his friends used to be a Bitcoin miner. And you could do it on a relatively heavy-duty computer with a heavy-duty CPU and with a heavy-duty video card. But what's happening is there's a lot of competition. And miners are aggregating in factories, they're aggregating in offices, they're pooling resources, and they're burning out all of the small miners. So the actual mining process is becoming more centralized, even though the Bitcoin network itself is very decentralized. So proof of work is creating large aggregates of miners. And what that is doing to some extent is defeating the purpose of the diffuse Bitcoin network. So the altcoins got onto this. And what they did was they changed the way that the miners are paid to proof of stake. So now, and I'm going to show you the major altcoin, which I hold, that pays their miners in proof of stake, is in proof of stake, you have to actually pay up front in Bitcoin for the information you receive. So let's say you want to work for an altcoin. You want to mine for that altcoin. You're going to, and say you give them $10,000 as your stake. Well, they're going to give you enough information to mine that's equivalent to that $10,000 and not any more than that. So they pay you in proof of stake, and eventually what you're going to do is they're going to start paying you, but they're not going to allocate information to you based on computer power, but on the amount of money that you allocate into their network. So proof of stake is a way, again, of decentralizing it. Now, listen, this could also cause an aggregation by people getting together and creating a large amount of money, but it's a lot more difficult and involves a lot more trust. So proof of stake is a better way for miners to work than proof of work. And all the newer altcoins are using proof of stake, and it's one of the things you should look for when you see how the miners are enumerated. Now, Bitcoin is definitely becoming a digital form of payment. I mean, Overstock, Expedia, Dish, Lamborghini, PayPal. Eventually, I believe Bitcoin is going to become the worldwide cryptocurrency. I don't think there's anything that's going to overtake it. I don't think Litecoin can do it. I'm going to tell you why, although Litecoin has a small chance of doing it. And Ethereum, which is the other major crypto, is really, I don't think, configured to become a digital currency. And I'm going to show you what it's configured to become. And it could ultimately be worth more than Bitcoin. But I really believe, and I believe that Bitcoin can be worth $50,000 or $100,000 a coin. There's going to come a time when governments are going to recognize Russia, China, India, these countries are going to recognize these coins as being a valid form of payment for anything. Companies are going to deal in Bitcoin and not in rubles or dollars or in yen. And when that, and I really do believe it's just a matter of time. And I believe it's going to be Bitcoin. And when that occurs, Bitcoin can be worth between $50,000 and $100,000. So I've even read $500,000 a coin. Now, this is my 10 favorite list. Now, since I made this slide, it was only a week ago, I want to knock off BitConnect because I've really heard some bad things about it. But I really like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Neo, Monero, Dash, IOTA, and NEM. But these are not necessarily the Bitcoins or the altcoins to buy now. But these are the top 10 best cryptos and altcoins right now to buy. Now, just a little bit more about Bitcoin, and I may just skip this, and I'm going to. Now, I want to talk about Litecoin. And what is the event? Now, I also own Litecoin. And the reason I bought it is because it has a faster method of doing business. It transacts business 5 times or 4 times as fast as Bitcoin does. They have differing mining processes, but they're both proof of work. And Litecoin mining uses something called Scrypt, which is less energy intensive. And it's going to be rolling out very soon, but it hasn't yet. And that's where I think it has tremendous upward potential. And I'm already up 100% on Litecoin. It's going to be a lightning fast network. And it's going to create transactions that move very much faster than Bitcoin. And this is going to be a major innovation in Litecoin. Now, it hasn't rolled it out, and a lot of technology people don't believe they're ever going to achieve it. So right now, it's all based on potential, and so people are holding back. And I want you to understand something that's very, very fundamental. Right now, there's very little institutional participation in any of these cryptocurrencies or alt currencies. They're almost exclusively held by commercial traders. The institutional traders have not committed any significant amount of money. I mean, they're not held by any mutual funds. They're not held by any hedge funds. The big brokers are staying away from them. Nobody's putting any major money into them. So if you think they've made their move now and you've missed the boat, you are wrong. When they establish themselves, and that it may take another year, and the institutional investors start pouring money into them, they are going to fly. Now, Litecoin has an outside chance of overtaking Bitcoin based on its more rapid ability to transact business and the fact that it does it with less electricity. And that's really critical. Now, I made an investment in Litecoin when it was $158 a coin. It was as high as $350 a coin. And I think it's now trading about $260 a coin. So I'm up close to 100% on Litecoin. Ethereum is my favorite crypto. And I'm going to pretty much kind of skip the text I wrote because the information that I want you to know about Ethereum is every single altcoin is based on the backbone of Ethereum. Its blockchain technology is the backbone for every single altcoin. It's not the backbone for Litecoin and it's not the backbone for Bitcoin, but it is the backbone for every single altcoin. So it's sort of like a mutual fund. If one single altcoin gets a major deal, it will create benefit to Ethereum. And Ethereum is never going to be a coin that is used to negotiate transactions. It's really a decentralized application platform in which code writers create uses and digital products with. And there are hundreds of digital products right now built on the Ethereum backbone. And this is really, really at the bottom. You're at the bottom here. Again, institutional investments are nil. Now, Ethereum is where major companies have not just for Bitcoin, major companies are now accepting it as being payment. But Microsoft has made big investments in Ethereum. Microsoft wants to use the Ethereum blockchain to create applications. And Ethereum works on proof of stake and not on proof of work. So Ethereum, I think, is the Cadillac of all cryptocurrencies. I think it's going to be worth more than Bitcoin because its backbone is going to power every altcoin that's ever made. Now, I invested in Ethereum early, and I'm up 650% on Ethereum. And I own one other altcoin, and I'm going to show it to you. I don't own Bitcoin, but I'm waiting to get in, and I know the price. By the time I turned my attention to this, it was past me. I wasn't past me on Ethereum or Litecoin, and was one other small altcoin I made a really nice investment in that I'm up a lot. Now, this is just more information about their backbone, and they have an Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, and it has investments from Intel, Microsoft, Thomson Reuters, MasterCard, and dozens of multi-million-dollar companies in which they're providing money in order to create applications off their backbone. Now, Ethereum right now, I think, is a little bit too expensive to buy. But when it comes back to my target price, I'm gonna put everyone back into Ethereum, and I'm gonna buy more because every single recommendation that I make, I'm going to take. Now, Ripple I like, but Ripple is gaining a lot of competition. I'm going to show you that competition really quickly. Basically, it transacts business from banks to banks. It bypasses governments. It bypasses other institutions. It makes these lightning fast transactions. It reduces fees. And it's already been adopted by a lot of banks, by UniCredit, UBS, not big banks. Santander, Bank of America is a big bank, and it's winning the support of Google, but Google doesn't use it yet. Now, but Ripple is getting big. Now, here's my major investment. Now, Potcoin, I did an amazing amount of research on. You can see it's not a very fancy slide. Now, if you go to YouTube, you're going to listen to a lot of videos about people's 10 best altcoins, and Potcoin was listed in 2 videos as the coin to avoid. But I went to the website. It's a nice website. It doesn't provide you with any information regarding who created Potcoin. I sent them their emails. I got a phone number. I spoke to a developer. I really liked what I heard, and I like the application, and it does work. I mean, it's an operation. I mean, it's providing a payment method for the marijuana industry via a decentralized banking infrastructure and payment solution. And you can understand why a lot of people who invest in pot right now don't necessarily want anyone to know that they're doing it. I mean, if you have a $500 million in assets and you want to pour those assets into pot, it may not be a great idea for a lot of people to know that you're doing it. This is a way of doing it totally privately and nobody knowing it. Also, what they're doing is they're going around from legal dispensary to legal dispensary, every place in California and every city and state that has pot where you can buy it. And what they're doing is they're becoming the coin that people can use to pay for it. So let's say you go to a dispensary. Most dispensaries are always given their money in cash because nobody wants to write a check to a marijuana dispensary and put on the check, the first marijuana dispensary of Los Angeles. So they pay in cash. Now they're going to get to pay in pot coins. So you can see how it's the kind of industry where confidentiality is important and dispensary to dispensary financial movement of money is important and also might want to be confidential, and also where major investments might want to be confidential. And I bought Potcoin when it was 4 cents a coin, and it's now 34 cents a coin, and it's my 100 bagger. And I bought it when I heard everybody say to me, it's one to avoid, and they weren't doing their due diligence, nor did they understand the nature of the pot industry. And it was a great investment. Those are the only 3 coins I've invested in: Ethereum, Litecoin, and Potcoin. Now, the other one I really like is IOTA. And IOTA is a big competitor of Dash. Now, Dash provides lightning fast ways of transacting business from bank to bank, but IOTA charges 0 fees. And IOTA is it's up a lot, but I think IOTA has a chance to go up a tremendous, another 1,000%. Because what you have to do is look at it this way. First of all, it's a beautiful platform, gives you the developers, there's a phone number. all the critical information you need to invest in IOTA is there. You put in a phone call or send an email, you're going to get all the information you want. They're going to think you're a miner or a developer, and they're going to chew your ear off about it. And think what's going to happen. I mean, if you want to make right now, if you want to transfer money, I just transferred money via Western Union. I transferred $200 and they charged me $8 for that transaction. That's 4%. If you make $25 a week in India and you want to send $30 to one of your relatives in another part of India, how can you afford these kind of transaction fees? Via IOTA, you could put 1 billion people on this network that send each other money for no fee whatsoever. So I think it has tremendous application. It still hasn't been rolled out worldwide. It's in its infancy. But is it a useful tool? It's tremendously useful. And it's a technology that's in its infancy. And this is why I see IOTA as a major, as having huge potential. I have no money in IOTA yet, but I plan to make an investment in IOTA. Now, what I wanted to do, so I want to keep this really practical, is I'm going to click out of the slides. I'm going to show you the technologies that I think that you need in order to trade. And this is all the stuff, honestly, this is the information that they make you pay for. But I want you to, I'm going to give you a brief overview of all of it. Now, the most important one, I think, well, I'll go in the order that I have them. Coinbase, and I can't show you the inside. I'll show you a little piece of it, because this has my account. This is where I trade through. And it's a pain in the neck because it's a two-stage verification. And every time I log in, it sends me to my cell phone, it sends me a 7-digit code. Let me log into Coinbase for a second. It's 691-5692. 691-5692. It's very, very secure. Now, this has all of my transactions in it, and also has my Visa card in it. So this is why I can only show you a piece of it. But here's the dashboard. You can see here, and we're not going to use this as a charting tool. Now, Coinbase is a piece of software. It's a platform. If you want to trade cryptocurrencies, you must be on Coinbase. Now, you see Litecoin is retracing. I bought it at 158. It was up to 300. It's coming down, which is good. I don't mind. Here's Ethereum. It's down less. And I bet you Bitcoin's taking the biggest hit. Well, actually, it's Litecoin today. 7%. Well, it's just 4%. That's Ethereum. And Litecoin is taking the hit today. But this is not our charting platform. This is our account platform. And Coinbase.com, it's right here on the slide. If you want to trade, you need a Coinbase account. Now, it took 24 hours when I signed up. It takes longer now because there's so many people on it. They're going to ask you to upload a copy of your driver's license, and they have to process all that information. So it's going to take you a little bit of time to get a Coinbase account, but you have to have one. Now, here's the other website that you must sign up for. It's free. Let me just move to it here, and I'll show it to you. It's market cap. Hold on one second here. I've got so many cryptocurrency. Okay, here it is. It's cryptocurrencymarketcap.com. And here's the URL. Hold on a minute here. It's right here. It's coin coinmarketcap.com. You have to have this. And what it's going to do, what it's going to allow you to do, is it's going to allow you to scroll every single cryptocurrency and altcoin that's on the market. Now you can scroll it by the change, either positive or negative in the last 24 hours. It gives you the market cap, which is very important. It gives you the current price. It gives you the volume. Now, volume times price is going to give you the market cap. And it also gives you a very rudimentary graph. Now, what I do is I filter the graph out. Like, I don't care about the price of the coin compared to Bitcoin, so I take it out. I don't care what its market cap is, so I take it out. All I want to see is the price. And if I look here in the last 7 days, you can see, like all of the cryptos and alts, it's coming down. But this is not my charting platform. Let me tell you what I really use this for, which makes it very, very important. I told you I like IOTA. It gives you access. Here's their website. And you can go here to learn about IOTA. Now, the other thing that's really important is you go to now I'm going to miss it here. Hold on. Go to Ripple. Oh, you go to markets, and it's going to show you what exchanges that you have to sign up for in order to trade it. Now, Poloniex is a very, very good platform, and you're going to have to sign up on Poloniex. It's very safe and secure. But the thing about Poloniex is you're not going to want to leave any money in there. So as soon as you buy your altcoin, your Ripple on Poloniex, and in the Saturday session, I'm going to show you how to do this. You're then going to transfer it back to Coinbase, and then from Coinbase, you're going to put it in your own digital wallet. So you're going to hold all your coins in your own personal possession, or if you want to, you can leave them on Coinbase. Right now, I leave them on Coinbase, but I'm at the point now where I'm going to put them in a digital wallet. But this tells you all of the markets that you need to sign up for in order to trade the instrument you're looking for. That's what makes this website, coinmarketcap.com, really critical if you want to trade altcoins, and you really should want to. Now, the other one, which I find extremely helpful, is Coinigy. Not a lot of people recommend it, but I like it. You just have to put in that you're not a robot, and then you can log in. And let me tell you what Coinigy gives you. Now, it is a trading platform, but I don't like it as a trading platform. What Coinigy allows you to do is it gives you complex charting tools. It's the only place I know that you can get candlestick charts. This is an hour. Here's a day. Here's 3 weeks. Here's 2 weeks. And here's a month. And you can see it's only been around for a short period of time. It's all the data you can accumulate. This is a relatively new platform. So it's only going to accumulate data for a certain period of time. It's a real-time charting platform. And we're going to do some trading based simply on technicals. on technical bounces. And I'm going to show you how to do that in the Saturday session if you want to sign up for it. So those are the three major platforms. There's Coinigy. Oh, and let me show you one more. And this is really optional, but I really like it. This has nothing to do with altcoins, but it's FinViz. And FinViz teaches you how to screen. And here's my presets. Well, they're not there. Hold on a minute. Should be. Well, maybe it's because I didn't sign in. Let me go to screener. There they are. Those are my presets. Stocks, over 200,000 shares, USA, over $7. And then I can just toggle over and I can see the charts. And I can understand, am I looking at a bull flag? Am I looking at a bear flag? I can basically look at 200 charts and really internalize and understand the technical part of trading. This is why there's no crypto guru. This is the analysis of any other financial instrument. And I'm going to teach you on that Saturday session how to recognize tiny cryptos that are 2 or 3 cents a piece that are going to bounce. And if they bounce and they just go to 5 or 6 cents, first of all, you're going to risk very little, but the upside is 200 or 300%. Now, our portfolio is going to consist mostly of buy and hold. I'll go over that in a minute. Now, let me switch back to the slides. Those are the platforms I think will be very, very helpful for you. And I'll just review them very, very quickly. Here's Coinbase.com, right here. So you see them if you want to rerun the video. Here's CoinMarketCap.com. Here's Coinigy that gives you the candlestick configurations. And here's FinViz. Oh, there's also CoinDesk, but I'm going to skip that one for now. Hang on one second here. Well, actually, CoinDesk is good. It's just CoinDesk.com. And what CoinDesk.com does is it's basically a centralized place where you can get a lot of information. It centralizes a lot of blogs. It centralizes a lot of data feeds. And you can search your coin and see what people are saying about it. And this is all part of doing due diligence. And we're not talking about coins like Ethereum or Litecoin or Bitcoin. We're talking about a 3 cent stock like Potcoin, a small stock that you're thinking of making, say a $200 investment in, that you hope will return 5,000% to you. That's what you're looking at. That's what you use CoinDesk.com for. Now, I'm not going to go into blockchain info. I'm going to skip that one. That's a little bit more complicated, but blockchain info is a digital wallet. And I consider it to be the best digital wallet that there is. I mean, if you want to put your money someplace safe, you put it in blockchain.com. That's the place to go. Blockchain.info, I'm sorry. I've researched 1 million digital wallets. This is the safest place to put it. And from blockchain info, you can transfer your money back and forth seamlessly to any platform. In fact, you could buy IOTA and it's going to go right back into your wallet. and it's never going to stay on the platform you purchase it on, like Poloniex, for more than a second. So it's a very, when you start building up equity and you want to keep it in a personalized wallet, this is the place. Now, to get approved on blockchain, it takes a while because you've got to give them an enormous amount of information, including a thumbprint. Now, I just want to warn you because I found this on a one blog, then 2 blogs, then 15 blogs. If you have to enter through your iPhone or through your your other phone, the other phone, with a digital fingerprint. And if you lose your iPhone, you can't get into your wallet. It's very hard if you lose it. So you can't lose your iPhone. And I'm telling you, they make it so there's no way of getting around it. So be very careful. But that's what they're going to do. They're going to require your thumbprint in order to open up your wallet. And it provides you with enormous security. Nobody can get into your wallet. And there are people in there who probably have millions of dollars. But if somebody steals your iPhone, or you take it on a kayaking trip, like I've done a few times, and go over on the kayak, and my iPhone is full of water, well, maybe you can get it, maybe you can recover it, but don't lose your iPhone. Now, for the smartphone, it doesn't matter what technology. CoinCap is real cool. It's really good. And all you got to do is go to your phone, go to, you can download it. It's obviously free. And you will be able to check out the price and the charting for your particular altcoin or cryptocurrency. So if you just put it in the App Store, you can download. And listen, I looked at about 25 of these and I deleted them one by one by one. CoinCap is the best one. It's really, really effective, and it's going to have it should have the most stars. And I can't project it for you, but it's a really cool app. I also have Bittrex, but don't worry about that on my phone. I mean, that's a purchase platform, and I hardly use it anymore. So here's the offer that I'm going to make. I'm right at an hour. As a special offer, you can subscribe to my cryptocurrency alert newsletter. It's $49 a month. It's an aggressive portfolio of cryptocurrencies. It's going to have between 5 and 10 cryptos at the same time. The crypto gurus are going to give you 1 or 2 picks, and we're going to hold 5 to 6 of those indefinitely. I mean, we may hold them for a year. We may hold them for 6 months, but we're looking at a solid investment in which I believe we are likely to get 300, 400, 500% return. And just understand that I'm taking the trade, and it's going to be in the newsletter. So since I'm doing my due diligence, because I feel this is a great way to invest, I'm simply giving you my trades. It also is going to come with an SMS text messaging service, because there'll be 2 or 3 of those positions that I'm going to swing trade. I mean, if I see a really optimal 2 or 3 cent coin, or 5 cent or 10 cent coin that I think has a great chance for a technical bounce to give us 10 cents or give us a nickel, I'm going to recommend it. And I'm going to let you know that it's a risky proposition, but if it bumps 100%, you'll get an SMS text message saying, get out of it. So that's why what I'm ultimately going to do, if you take my Saturday class, I'm going to show you how to get out of these cryptos on your cell phone. And the best way to do that is Bittrex. But that's a little bit more complicated. But that's the basic portfolio. If you're at your computer, you're just going to get out of it right through your digital wallet. But if you're on your cell phone, it's going to be a little more complicated. And then if you want to take the Saturday masterclass, it's going to be 4 hours. It's on Saturday, January 20th. It's only 10 seats. I believe we'll get many more than 10 signups, and they'll have to move over to another, to the next slot, because there'll be a lot of questions, and I can't answer more questions. I mean, I'll go another hour for questions, but I don't want to go 3 or 4 or 5 hours for questions. I'm going to go and show you, like every platform I opened, I'm going to show you how to work them. I'm going to show you how to sign up for everything. Plus, I'm going to show you step by step how to evaluate the technicals. There's 2 great setups that are going to give you a very high probability win on these cryptos. They're very, very prone to technical bumps. And they're 2 awesome setups I'm going to show you. And I'm going to show you how to analyze and go through 60 or 70 cryptos an evening real quickly. I mean, you're really, really going to understand how to trade, manipulate, all the best ways to trade the cryptos. You're going to have as much info as I do. The only information you're not going to have are on the additional. Look, I watch the ICOs, the initial coin offerings. I look and I see exactly what's coming out, what the technology is. They come out at a penny, and you're going to get all the information you want. So let me see if there are any questions. Now, if you sign up for the masterclass, you get the options. You get the currency alert newsletter for a month as a throw-in. So let me see if there are any questions. Hang on. Okay, there are a lot. So hang on 1 second here. Yeah, it is recorded. Yep, fear of missing out, Gary. You got it, FMO. Okay, Coop asks, how can you be so positive that cryptos will be around? Why won't governments just come in and put a stop to them? U.S. government, U.S. bankers will not stand for money being hidden. Here's the thing, Coop. Right now, banks are working with them. Banks are developing applications and software to leverage them. Remember something, if a bank can use these applications to provide services at a cheaper price, this is just an investment vehicle. It's not necessarily a place to hide money. Now, I think what the government's going to have to do is find a way for you to declare the total amount of cryptos that you own, and you're going to have to pay taxes on your net gains. But all the major companies, Microsoft, the banks, and even governments, India is looking into leveraging these to make government cheaper. So I don't think these are anti-government, because ultimately all the money that's made off of them is going to be taxable income. All it does is allow clients to make digital transactions without an intermediary. Yes, it increases the potential for money laundering, and yes, it increases the potential for money to be transferred, for bad purposes. There's no doubt about that. But the technology is here to stay. I don't see how it's possible to legislate it out of existence. Too many governments need it, and every major corporation in the world, including Google, is weighing in on the side of this. And I just think it's going to be a snowball effect. I think it's going to be incorporated by every top tier company, even bottom tier companies. They're going to be a big part of this. I mean, it's a big innovative process. I just don't think that's going to happen. Listen, that's my take, though. And remember, the market cap of these coins is growing. I mean, you can't just vaporize people's money. So and there's no proposed legislation right now to legislate these out of existence, and there really isn't any right now to even regulate them. Hang on one second here. No, you're not, Nestor. You can't use Interactive Brokers. You need a set. What you need, I think I answered the question. You need Coinbase. No brokers are applying, and that's the other thing. Brokers are applying for licenses to trade cryptos. I think eventually you're going to. In fact, there's a cryptocurrency that is now being proposed, and I forgot its name. And it's going to be like the interactive brokers of cryptos. So through that crypto, you're going to be able to trade every other crypto. But right now, yeah, you really need Coinbase and a digital wallet, Nestor. Well, you know what, Mitchell? Anytime you have an instrument like this in terms of volatility, if you buy high, you're going to pay a price. And so what you're going to do, like I want to get into Bitcoin, I know my buy price, and I'm just biding my time, and I'm waiting for it to come down. Now, if it hits my price and falls below it and moves 20% below it, I'll buy more. What you do is you have to scale into these instruments over time. And I'm just coming up with a number. Let's say you want to allocate, I mean, you could want to allocate 50,000 to Bitcoin, but let's say you want to allocate 5,000 to Bitcoin or 1,000 to Bitcoin. Your initial purchase will be 100. If it pulls back 20%, you'll buy another 100. If it pulls up to your buy price, you'll buy another 100. Then if it takes off, you leave it alone. 6 months from now, maybe it'll come back. The key is you scale into it, and you scale into it slowly and carefully. Now, if you get in with 300 or 400 of your initial 1,000, or you get in with 3,000 or 4,000 of your initial 10,000, and it skyrockets and goes to 25,000 a coin or 50, you're stuck with that much profit. But what you've done is you've scaled in safely, and the major thing that you want to do is protect your assets. So via the use of asset protection, you scale in, and you don't throw that whole lot in at the same time. I mean, that's the only way to deal with it. And you watch the technicals. You wait till it pulls back to critical support. Now, it doesn't mean it won't break it, but there's a great chance for a bounce at a critical area of support, and so it's a nice investing opportunity. If it does break and falls to the next area of critical support, you buy it again. The key is that you've decided that this is a great investing opportunity over the long haul. You just want to get in as cheaply as you can. That's really the name of the game here. Now, with the small altcoins, we're just going to allocate a tiny amount of money on a bounce and seriously look for 1,000% and get out. We don't even care what the coin does, except for Potcoin. I think that Potcoin is worth $4 to $5 3, 4, 5 years from now. I think eventually pot will be legal in every state in the country. I think there'll be dispensaries all over the United States. And I think Potcoin will be the accepted currency that all of these dispensaries, all of the investments, all of the customers use to pay for the product. And I think it has tremendous, even at 30 cents, it has tremendous upside potential. Oh, thank you, Arthur. I wasn't aware of Santander, but thank you. Santander, Arthur told me that Santander is one of the largest banks on earth. Oh, you're going to get the recording. Yes, it's recorded, Stoya. Carl has left. Yes, it is a privacy-focused coin. Yes, well, Keith has left, but Bitcoin is traded versus US dollars. That's correct. Thomas, they do it for free. They make the transfer of it for free because they still make enormous money. They just don't make it off of the transfer. They make it off of the recipient. So let's say John Doe wants to send the money to Jane Doe, and she sends it to some financial institution. What they do is they don't charge the point A and point B. They charge the recipient. So you pay nothing for the transaction fee, and that's intrinsic to the network. You cannot be charged a fee for the transfer. So theoretically, you could transfer $1.50. And let me tell you, in some countries, that's not such a small amount of money. That's what makes it so scalable. Yes, you're all going to get the recording. Neil, if you have Coinbase and you're lost, I mean, I recommend the Saturday, because I'm going to take you from Coinbase and I'm going to teach you how to set up your digital wallet, and from your digital wallet, how to transact business on any altcoin that you want to purchase. Move it back to Coinbase, and then from Coinbase back to your digital wallet in seconds. So if you're stuck on Coinbase, that's what I mean, about an hour and a half of it is all practical information on how to set up these accounts and how to transact business, because it's a new technology. But you're going to find, Neil, that if somebody walks you through it, it's going to be simple for you. Greg, I buy them on the exchanges. I can't remember. I think I got Potcoin on Poloniex, but I transferred it right to Coinbase. So I don't hold it on Poloniex. I hold it on Coinbase. So you buy them. You go to Market Cap. Market Cap. I think it's Market Cap Crypto. Let me get the name. I don't want to give you any name that's not accurate. That's a critical platform that's free, because that's going to tell you what platform you need in order to make the. It's coinmarketcap.com. You go there, and it's going to offer you 6 or 7 or 8 different platforms. If you can get Poloniex, that's the best platform. But Bittrex is okay. The reason all these platforms are okay is you're not going to leave any money in there. You're going to make the transaction there. And the transaction should be, well, sometimes a transaction takes 15 minutes on these platforms. And that's the problem. And you can't put in a bid or an ask. You get the price that you just have to buy it at market. Listen, they give you a decent price. But then as soon as you get it off of there and making the transfer. I'm going to show you how to transfer it to Coinbase, and then from Coinbase to your digital wallet. So you're ultimately going to wind up with a whole array of accounts for the altcoins, but you can have no money in them, no stake in them, and no concern about them. It's basically somebody you give to buy a coin that you move out into your own personal possession. Oh, John, it's really, really simple from Coinbase. Remember, you attach Coinbase to either your credit card or your bank account. So all you have to do is put in a transfer into Coinbase, and they will transfer whatever assets you have in Coinbase. Everything there sits in dollars, and also in a percentage of Bitcoin. So you can just transfer it right into your bank account. And it's instantaneous. It's a very, very, it's where almost everybody has their money that trades cryptos and alts. It's the safest platform. And what they want to be known as is being the go-to place. So they'll take your money right out of there and put it back into your credit card, or they will put it into your bank account. Really toot sweet, no questions asked. Listen, right now, Nestor, nobody's broken into the digital wallet I recommend. Can I guarantee anything in the future? Of course not. But the thing is, if you don't want to keep your money in coins, and you have to, you can always break it down and take it out and put it back into your wallet. But you really need to maintain it if you want to maintain the investment. And blockchain.info has the most money in its wallet of any other platform. Now, I think the question you're asking me is, well, what's the probability that you have an account on Interactive Brokers, and somebody hacks Interactive Brokers and takes all the money out? I mean, you're getting to a level of security where they're equal. I mean, I've had a bank with, I've had an account with Thinkorswim for 25 years when it was TD when it was TD Waterhouse, and I've never been concerned. Now, there are alternatives, and those are digital wallets that actually attach to the USB on your computer. But remember, those are hackable too, because they're still connected to the internet. So you can either keep it in a wallet that's in the cloud, on software based, or you can put it on a USB that attaches to your computer. But obviously there's a lot less likely that it's going to get hacked hanging off of your computer, because you only have a little bit amount of money in there. No one's going to target your computer. So that's another option that I'm going to go over, is if you want to buy a digital wallet, you can attach it to your USB and hold all your currencies there. And also they're transferable. I should have mentioned that in the webinar. Sure, David. David wants to give you the name of an amazing crypto tracking site. I had to, David. If you think I know 100%, you're totally wrong. And remember, I've made three trades in cryptos, and I have 3 winners. But I don't delude myself into thinking this is an easy asset class to trade. I made that mistake once with internet stocks. I do a huge amount of due diligence, and I'm very cautious. But if there's anything additional that I can use to leverage, just throw it at me, man. Sure, the first website, hang on a second. I'll go over them again real quickly, just so everybody has them. Because these are really, really good sites, and you really need them. This is Coinbase.com. And you're going to have this on video anyway. You can just go back and stop for your account, your primary account. CoinMarketCap.com, where you're going to have every list of digital currencies. And if you want to buy or sell, it also gives you a link to their website, and also it tells you what exchanges. And it also gives you some rudimentary charting. There's Coinigy is your advanced charting with candlesticks. That's Coinigy. FinViz is really just your, flex your muscle, learn how to trade via technicals. And then there's your digital wallet, is CoinDesk.com. I'm sorry, CoinDesk is your I'm confusing myself here. That's your chit chat, your blogs, all the information that's up. And let me tell you, you get good information from people who understand cryptos. This is a good spot to put your coin in and do research. And then you have blockchain.info. That's your digital wallet. And for the smartphone, is coincap.com. And it's Android that I was blocking on. Whether it's an iPhone or an Android, it doesn't matter. TradingView.com. Okay. No, JT, you can pull your money out instantaneously. If you go to Coinbase and request a transfer of all the money you have, they will empty your account. It's got to be linked, because JT says, I'm not clear why I would want a crypto regardless of how much it grows if I cannot pull my money out. But you can. It's a totally liquid asset. And they liquidate it for you almost instantaneously. Whatever the value of your account is in dollars is available to you semi-instantaneously to be transferred to your credit card or your bank account. It's a totally liquid investment. It's a lot more liquid than buying property. And it's just as liquid as buying stocks. Yeah, blockchain is completely different than Coinbase. The blockchain, okay. Blockchain as a platform, I don't particularly care for, Mitchell. I think Coinbase is much more secure. Now, a lot of people use blockchain, but if you search out users, the vast majority use Coinbase. And I'm just basing that on consensus. Hey, David, listen, that's a great listen. They need a crypto that acts like a money market so you can trade. Look, eventually they're going to be mutual funds that simply hold cryptocurrencies. Remember, the first request for an ETF by the Winklevossers, the Winklevoss twins, was denied. But eventually there's going to be a crypto ETF. I mean, this is all going to happen. There's going to be mutual funds that exclusively hold cryptos. I'm telling you, this is what's down the line, and this is why we're in at the bottom. All of this hasn't come about yet. And when you start getting mutual funds and you start getting hedge funds that deal in cryptocurrencies, there's going to be hundreds of millions of dollars that come into this field. And I'm telling you, the technology is so sophisticated, and it revolutionizes the way we do business. It's going to be embraced by business. It's also, I think, going to be embraced by government, because it's going to help government work. Thank you, David says he likes what I'm doing as a longtime investor. I don't know much about cold hardware wallets, Gary. I don't. So I can't make the comparison for you. I don't want to give you information and guess off the top of my head. I just know that all the savvy guys, and I've talked to a lot of people. In fact, I talked to a lot of quote gurus on the phone, because I like to call them up and torture them. And I talked to a really nice guy whose name is Brian, who's really just a genius, and he gives a lot of webinars. And the first thing I asked him about is the digital wallet, and he's got all his money in blockchain, and he's a big investor. Thank you very much, Bob. I appreciate it. Well, you know what? We will lock you in at 49. Okay, we're going to go to 79, but we won't, Neil. Oh, sure. No, listen, Thomas. The smartphone is only an ancillary tool. Remember, like, let's say in the Crypto Alert newsletter, I give you a buy of a 5-cent crypto with the intention of selling it at 10 cents, and it hits 10. I may send you an SMS text message to sell. Now, if you're not in front of your computer, you don't have a way of getting out of it right away. If you're in front of your computer, you don't need it. So it's just it just makes it a little more user friendly. That's all. You do not need a cell phone to do this. No, you can absolutely pull money out, JT. Absolutely. The thing is, my intention for a large percentage of this portfolio is to leave it as a buy and hold. And I'm going to state that. So I would like you to only use, even if it's a small amount of money, remember, it's only return on investment. It's not how much you put in. If you want to allocate a total of $1,000 and hope that you can get a 5,000% return, I mean, I can't promise anything, but that look, we're shooting for thousands of percent because we're in at the bottom. I mean, it doesn't make any difference how much money you put in. It's really the ROI that matters. So don't worry about it. Now, there's going to be a small percentage that you want to move in and out, but you can leave it in there as cash, and you don't have to leave it in as any specific altcoin or Bitcoin form. So, and if you want to take the cash out, you can. It's totally transferable. This is a completely liquid asset. Money in, money out. However you like it. I would show you, but I want to show you my credit card number. But if I showed you, it's attached to my credit and it doesn't hide it. That's the thing. It wants you to see. So it's going to show your credit card. It's going to show you my bank name. So I can't show you that part, but it's completely liquid. The reason, Thomas, is they charge the end user. That's why they do it for free. They don't charge the person. They charge the bank, and the bank does it as a service to you because they want your business. And that's why all these banks are getting involved. Instead of gouging you for $35 for a wire transfer, why would you pay that when you can get it through IOTA for free? And IOTA IOTA only charges them 50 cents, a small fee. So they can offer, because listen, they're going for scalability. They're going for millions and millions of transactions a day. Because remember, if you can transfer $1.50, and we're not talking about the United States. We're talking about places where we're indigent, where people work for 25 bucks a day. If you can transfer $5 to somebody who lives in another province, you're going to do it. And that's what they're looking for, the big money on the transfers. And these banks are going to have to compete. Oh man, Steve asks when Amazon's going to accept Bitcoin. If I knew that, I'd be in an hour ahead. That is the big, that is the giant killer. Because when Amazon accepts Bitcoin, every single retailer in the world will accept Bitcoin. That's why people postulate that someday it'll be worth $500,000 a coin. Because once Amazon accepts it, and I think it's just a matter of time personally, and I could be wrong, it's going to skyrocket its price because every retailer in the world is going to have to take it. Because if Amazon will take Bitcoin, which will skyrocket Amazon's price, their actual share, look what it did for Overstock. It pushed it up, 20%. Every retailer will follow suit. And it will become a worldwide accepted currency. Did you know that there are already Visa cards that accept Bitcoins? I can't remember the name of them anymore. And do you know that there are already Bitcoin ATM machines? And they're out and they're usable. I can't remember where they are. They're not in this country, but they are out around and they're being used. I'm telling you, this is evolving, and we don't want it to evolve under our noses. It's a risky investment, so we don't want to take a huge amount of money, but our potential return on investment's enormous. Well, it may lower corruption a lot, Sam, and I agree with you there. Yeah, cryptos are inflation proof, Gary. That's a big deal. That, if everybody in Venezuela had their money in Bitcoin, they all wouldn't be poor. I mean, I have a friend in Venezuela. I mean, basically, it takes, it's like $300 to buy a loaf of bread, or with 300, whatever it is in there, bolivars. Wouldn't be the case if they had their money in Bitcoin. It is a hedge against governmental upheaval, and also against corruption. Because as governments start stealing money and printing more money, they cause inflation. I don't know about that, Adrian. Yeah, there will be a master class after January 20. Yes, after the first 10, what I'll probably do is I'll hold it 2 weeks later. So it won't be the 27th. It will be the next week after that. There will be. But if you can't make that class, we'll put you in the next class. So you can just specify a date, and I'll hold the next one in 14 days after that. Yeah, we'll put you in the next one if you can't make the January 20th one, which will be 2 weeks later. Yeah, but thank you, David. David said that Goldman Sachs is setting up trading groups right now for cryptos. Listen, these big investment houses are too greedy and too fearful not to be in this. They don't want to miss out on, for them, it's billions of dollars in lost revenue, and in lost investment revenue. And they are going to gear up. And when they start investing, they are going to push the price of these cryptos through the roof. And I'm telling you, that's the biggest piece of information that I got, was that there's no institutional money, essentially zero, in cryptocurrencies now. I think Potcoin could go to $5 a coin with institutional investing. I mean, look at all the money. I trade options. One of the best stocks on my radar screen is a pot stock. I mean, if pot is accepted in every country, every state in the United States, I mean, the pot coin is going to become real valuable. No. You store them on a wallet on Coinbase, Victor, because what you do is you have to buy them on other platforms and then transfer them to Coinbase and then take them out of Coinbase, or buy them on other platforms and transfer them directly to your digital wallet. In fact, that's a better way of doing it. You don't even have to go. Remember, you can that's the best way of doing it. If you buy it on Poloniex, you just transfer right to your digital wallet and you have it in your digital wallet. That's all. So you're not going to leave anything on Coinbase. If you don't want to, you can take all the coins off of Coinbase too and put it in your digital wallet. You don't need to leave anything there. Well, Thomas, if pot's legalized, I just think the banks financing it. I don't think so, because remember, a lot of the investment a lot of the investors still want it to be confidential. A lot of the transactions. I mean, if I went into a pot dispensary, I would not want to put it on my Visa, my MasterCard. I wouldn't want to write a check. And what the pot dispensaries now, and I've seen this on television, is they have thousands and thousands of dollars in cash. And their alternative, and they want an alternative, is they want to put it into Potcoin. It's just a matter of soliciting them and making them understand what the technology is. And then they can, let's say that they have a sister dispensary in the same state or in another state, and they want to transfer the money. Well, the money transfer, anytime you go into a bank and you do a wire exchange, you have to tell them what the reason is. Well, here, you just do it without telling anyone. You don't have to do anything. You just transfer it through your digital wallet into the other person's digital wallet. So I think as pot grows, the need for this coin is just going to go up. Victor, I have to research that, and here's the reason. The best wallets all require a fingerprint, because everything else can be forged. Your driver's license can be forged. Your credit card can be stolen. And the only thing they can't steal is your fingerprint off your finger. So no digital wallet wants to be the first one to stand up and say, we got hacked and we have no money left. So right now, all the best digital wallets require a fingerprint. And what I recommend you can do is, if you really want, is is to just get yourself, I mean, it's a very small investment, to get yourself another phone and leave it at home. I mean, right now on Sprint, you can get it for like $20 a month or $30 a month. It's a very small fee to pay for the ability to transact totally securely and potentially make this kind of return. I just have it on my regular phone because I don't ever take. I mean, I never take my phone out of my pocket because I have a kid. He's, you know, and I don't want to lose touch with him. So basically, it's sewn to my hip. But that's the only other way to do it. All the best wallets are going to require your fingerprint. Again, Gary, I don't know about cold wallet hardware. I don't know. That's I'll look into it, but I don't know that, and I don't want to, give you information I don't know. No, there's no charges. There's no charges at all. There's a small fee that you have to pay for the wallet. It's very tiny, but it's not based on transactions. It's very, very, very cheap. You pay $9.99 a month. Bitcoin this morning from my wallet, and for a charge of US 50, I declined. Wow. I don't know what wallet you're in, Roland. But you're not in you're not in the best one, in blockchain.net. I mean, you got to go. I mean, a $50 charge for a transaction is outrageous. I mean, they shouldn't charge you anything because your money should be totally liquid between your wallet and your bank. And what they should do is they should charge you a tiny monthly fee. That's it. No, Thomas, you don't need a smartphone to trade. You don't need any phone to trade. Oh, you need a smartphone if you want to use a digital fingerprint. If you don't want, and listen, you don't have to. It's an option that you can deny. And I should have said that. When they ask you for a digital fingerprint, it's optional. It's not mandatory. So you can say no, and they will let you go with an upload of your driver's license. I think they're going to use one other piece of information, a bank statement or an electric bill, and then it's going to take about 24 to 72 hours. They verify everything. So the fingerprint option is not mandatory; it's optional. So if you deny the fingerprint, you don't need a phone. Adrian, you don't need that fingerprint on blockchain. And I'm sorry, I used it. I just forgot that it was an optional. It's called the third tier of security. There's 3 tiers on blockchain. And the first tier is a bunch of security questions. The second tier is all the info that you send them. And then the third tier is your fingerprint. You don't have to go to the third tier if you don't want to. Correct, Greg. No. Okay. No, Roland. What you have to do is transfer them to your digital wallet. Poloniex to your wallet. That's how you would do it. Remember, Coinbase, and I misspoke because it's a lot of software, and I've signed up for this months ago. Poloniex would go right to your wallet, and you would hold the coins in your wallet, and you could hold if for our portfolio, the best thing for you to do is hold the entire portfolio in your wallet. Then it's completely liquid. It can be transferred. You need Coinbase because Coinbase is going to be the place that will transfer it to money, and they'll transfer any altcoin to you in cash. Doesn't make any difference whether it's an altcoin that they don't use. They will transfer its value to you in cash. I mean, Coinbase is the hub, and a coin is coming out soon that will allow you, that will be, like I said, it's going to be like the TD Ameritrade or Thinkorswim of altcoins. They're going to have every altcoin, one account, and it's all going to be centralized. Hey, listen, Gary, I just don't know about them, but a teaser wallet I've heard about. I just haven't looked into, and I've heard that they're very good too. I agree with you. Okay, let me check. I'm going to go to that cryptowatch.com. Thank you so much, David. Thank you, David. Cointracking.com. I just want to note David Anthony recommended cryptowatch.com. And I think and he really, it's probably a great spot. Well, we can't trade cryptos on CME. Remember, Coop, that I'm not trading futures. That if you look in the bid ask on the future side, there's about 8 people trading crypto futures. Right now, it's just not a liquid instrument. No one's interested in it. So maybe a year from now, when it trades 250,000 contracts a day, we'll be on it. Right now, we just can't trade it. People are still getting. Remember, I'm telling you, this is a financial market that few people understand and few people know what to do with. And we're getting in on the ground floor. Oh, thanks. Coinbase has an affiliate link and you make $10. Well, BTSC, John, is a conglomerate of all the alts. And I don't know if it's a good investment because I think you're much better off. I think it holds about 20 to 25 altcoins, cryptos and altcoins. We want to target the alts and the cryptos that we think are the best. I mean, why pay an exchange fee to an ETF? And two, I would rather go right in and buy the cryptos. You know, if you're looking at gold, the gold ETF is good. I mean, if I think gold's going to go up, I would rather do that than buy Barrick's gold and a whole host of gold stocks. But on the cryptos, let's target the ones that we think are going to go up the most, do some due diligence and buy them. Although listen, I cannot nix BTSC. I have it on my watch list just out of curiosity. I mean, sometimes it's up $250 a day, but you know, today it's down in the dumps. And let me tell you, the more resilient cryptos don't fall. And if you look at the percentage today, Ethereum is down a fraction of what Bitcoin and Litecoin is down. Ethereum is really the Cadillac. No, I will for sure. Sure, I'll give a breakdown. I will be more than happy to do that. No problem. Let me just do that. In the cryptocurrency newsletter, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make between 4 and 5 recommendations a month initially. What I want to hold in the currency portfolio is about 10 cryptocurrencies. Now, 5 to 6 to 7 of them, I don't know the exact mix yet, are going to be buy and holds. I mean, they're going to be cryptos I think have tremendous long-term upside potential. We're going to buy them and hold them. If they pull back, we're going to buy more. I'm going to send you information about my rationale for making every purchase. I'm simply not going to say, you know, I want you to buy an altcoin because I think you should. I'm going to give you all the information I have encapsulated to tell you why I think it's a first mover type of technology and why we're getting it at the ground floor and what I see as its potential upside. You always have the opportunity to do your own due diligence and pass, but what you're paying me to do is to do all that work for you. So as the portfolio matures, we're going to be turning over 2 to 3 to 4 positions, and we may turn them over fast. I mean, we may turn them over every 2 to 3 days. We may turn them over once a week. So there's going to be a very active part of the portfolio, and then there's going to be our stable buy and hold part of the portfolio. If there's a quick sell on a temporary position, I will send it out via text message and email. If you don't have a phone, no problem. If you do have a phone, you'll get the message faster. And if you can, and in the webinar, I'm going to go over a phone app for you in which you can sell it on your phone. If you're driving home from your son's baseball game, you can put the order in seconds, reduce it to cash, and transfer it into your wallet seamlessly at the first red light you hit. That's how easy it is to do. But you don't need the phone. You can do it all off of a desktop or a laptop. In the master class, I have actually, we're going to set up the cryptocurrency accounts. So I'm going to walk through setting them up. I'm going to talk about the coin to rule them all. I'll tell you it's Ethereum. And I'm going to teach you how to move coins from Coinbase to an exchange for the alts, how to move them back, how to do research. We're going to go over the important software, not just the front, but I'm going to show you how to sign up, how to manipulate the software, how to use everything. And I'm going to talk about really the world change, how the world's going to evolve with these cryptos. I'm going to show you my 2 major trading strategies based totally on patterns and candlesticks. And we're going to talk about how we're going to focus on these world leaders. And I'm going to show you, I haven't showed it to you yet. I'm going to show you the one coin that I believe that it's likely to explode in March. And that is not a teaser. I mean it. I think that we have the potential for 1,000%, 100 bagger. I haven't purchased it yet because it isn't March. And as February approaches, I believe we have a huge opportunity on a major coin. And I think you would be unwise not to put a little bit of loot in that coin. So I'm going to go over everything. And when this is done, you're going to be able to put your money into Coinbase, transfer it to Poloniex, to buy an altcoin, move it into your digital wallet, then move it back and forth to Coinbase, buy another crypto on Poloniex through your wallet, move it back into your wallet to hold. You'll be real facile at manipulating your money and keeping it safe. And then we're going to talk about how to buy these and what to buy. What are the best patterns to look for in trading, and even on the long-term holds. I mean, I know where, based upon chart patterns, where I want to buy Bitcoin, and it's still too expensive. I desperately want to buy more Ethereum, and it may never pull back to my price, but I'm going to wait. And if I have to wait 2 more months, I will. So those are really important, and I'm going to teach you everything there. Correct. That's correct, Greg. You know what? There is no, is there a website? There isn't. Because it's brand new, and our new website is actually coming out right after the first of the year, David. So there will be. It's just not going to be there for about 10 days. That's all. No, I really like Ripple. I consider Ripple to be a great altcoin, David. I just don't think it's at a price I want to buy it yet. And it's one of the alts I'm waiting for on a pullback. And as soon as I can get my price on Ripple, I'm going to be in. So I just don't, the thing is, to dive into it, I think is a mistake is because you can walk into a 20 or 30% retracement. Now, like I said, the retracement may never come, but I think we're hitting a retracement period now. Bitcoin's pulling back, Litecoin's pulling back. A lot of these coins are pulling back. Let's wait and see how far they pull back before they base, consolidate, and begin to turn around. But I really like Ripple. I think it's a great altcoin. Yes, you can, John. You can do these from your IRA. I read a whole bunch of stuff about how these can come out of an IRA account. You can do it. I'll tell you what a fork is. A fork is put into a blockchain. Remember, Jim, that Bitcoin was hacked and they stole $50 million in Bitcoin. Now, it didn't come from any specific account. It came from some of the blocks. So the owners took the hit, no specific investor. So what they did was they put a fork. It's simply a word for the technical expression of putting sort of a technical, I'm trying to think of the best way for me as a non-tech person to describe it to you. But they put in code to create a fork in the code to make it less likely to be hacked again, to make it more impregnable. And really, a fork is a technical term that code writers use, and that's why that fork was placed there. I'm in Florida, David. I'm in Miami. You know, let me tell you, you may absolutely be right about GDAX. I've heard very good things about GDAX. And remember, I'm only providing you with the things that I know and the things that I see and what most users do. There are things that are equivalent to Coinbase, and I think that GDAX is excellent, David. You know a lot about this, and you are correct. Hey, listen, Gary, they are the answer to the corrupt world fiat currency. And that's the problem, is you have too many people in the world stealing money. And that's a lot. And really, that's the reason why a lot of these countries are mired in poverty. It's because you have that ruling elite class, the politicians. They steal everything. I mean, look what happened to Brazil. I mean, every single politician there was stealing all their money. And it's happening in Venezuela. It happens in Latin America and South America. It happens here, too. I mean, this is really going to prevent a lot of graft and a lot of corruption. I'm going to have to check that, David. Challenging. And you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to include a lot of these in my next webinar. I'm going to go to them, and I may include them in the Saturday class. Yes, I do, George. Okay, great. Thank you, David. I'm going to check that. An international client, Barry, can buy them on Coinbase. I mean, Coinbase will service you from any country in the world. Does not make any difference at all. It will store it in the equivalent of USD Bitcoin. But you can open your account, verify, attach a bank account and a credit card, and it makes no difference where you are located. Okay, thank you, Gary. Yeah, that's it, Tony. Buy a used phone without service and keep it safe. That's a great way of doing it. Adrian, Rory will send it to you very, very shortly. Don't worry about that. We don't eject an auto email, and there may have been a reason for our back end not doing that, but he will send you a receipt and invoice. I think I already did that, Biz. I think I already kind of broke it down. I mean, listen, if you have $5,000, I think that's all the money you need. If you want to trade 2,500, I hate to give an account size because if traders have less, they may feel like they can't do this. Here's my goal. If you start with any amount of money, even 1,000, you just want to have enough to allocate to every position. Because in my options, we're up about 100% this year in my options portfolio. We've closed 135 options positions. And I think part of its strength is its diversification. Like in the options portfolio, I always hold some tech. I always hold some defensives. Like right now I have Raytheon and I have DuPont, a blue chip. I try to diversify across different asset classes in the options portfolio so that if one area gets hit, it kind of buoys the other. And I always sell into strength and buy into weakness. And that has really given us a tremendous leg up on trading options. I plan to do the same thing with the cryptocurrencies. We're going to diversify. We're going to look at what these currencies do. We don't want to take a stake in two currencies that compete with each other. We want to move them across different classes, look at different reasons and different tech, so that we're buying coins in a diversified area of technologies. And I think it's going to really help us optimize the amount of money we make and minimize the amount of money we lose. And we're going to turn over 3 to 4 of those positions rapidly, maybe every 2 or 3 days, maybe every week. So we're going to have about 6 buy and holds where you're just going to put them and forget about them. I mean, if we can get into Ethereum, we're never selling it. If we get into Litecoin cheap, we're never selling it. If we get into Bitcoin cheap, we're never going to sell it. And there's a couple of others I want to get in and we're never going to sell. But the others we can rotate. And we're going to know what the blue chips are. And just remember, I still think Bitcoin has the potential, if it becomes a world currency, to go to $500,000 a coin. We are not in late. We just have to get in at a good price. And I'm telling you, it's around 10,000 bucks. I'm looking for a 50% retracement. It was selling for 20,000 a coin. If I can get it around 10,000 a coin, I'm in. And I would recommend it to everyone in the portfolio. If it goes to 8,000 or 7,000, we'll buy a little bit more. Ultimately, I think it's going to be worth 100,000 a coin. And that's a long-term investment, just like stocks. I mean, you buy a great stock that has a retracement over the long term, you're going to make a huge percentage, huge. I think Poloniex is safer than Bittrex. Poloniex is very common, very, very often used for the altcoins. Okay, CryptoWatch.com. Thank you, David. Thank you, Bob. Well, I use them, Gary. Okay. Buy and hold, Adrian. Listen, as little as 5, as much as 100,000. I mean, I think we're going to get astronomical returns. I'm not kidding you. I'm in with my own money. This is not I'm selling this service only because I'm doing the due diligence for myself. And I have to put that in, as disclosure, that I can't take the position until I send it out, because some of these are thinly traded. I can't use the subscriber base to move it. So I do that with my options. I have the option open when I send out the recommendation, and it closes at my buy price. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. Thank you so much, Roland. I really appreciate that. Yeah, no. Well, the coin that's about to explode is going to be on it. I'm going to recommend on the newsletter. Absolutely. We're going to all be in it. That's okay, David. Aren't these like a turnip bubble? Tony, they're not. And let me tell you why. If these, I thought that was pretty funny though, turnip bubbles. The reason is this: these were just all digital currencies. I would say that maybe two will survive, but these are technologies, and that's what we're buying. We are not purchasing alternative forms of currency 99% of the time. What we're purchasing is the technology that they offer. And some of these technologies are revolutionary. And this is why Microsoft, Intel, all these big companies are now piling in. It's only a matter of time before the dam breaks, and they're all in. So we are not looking at this as, okay, I'm going to buy, I always go to Potcoin because one day, you're going to buy a dresser or furniture for your house with Potcoins. It's not going to happen. The value of Potcoins is going to be their usability in that specific industry, and the value of Ethereum is the fact that it has that mutable blockchain network that allows it to be leveraged to create every other altcoin. I don't think Ethereum will ever be used as a digital currency, but it's going to get an up push every time a digital currency is launched and every time there's an investment made in any digital currency, because it comes off its backbone. That's what we're investing in, the technology, not in the scalability of the coin as an alternative form of payment. It'll come out right after the first of the year. Okay, we've got 5 left. We already have 5 people. Okay, thank you. Listen, Abby, if you smell tulips, stay aside, but I don't think you're right. I respect your opinion. I read it out loud to everybody in the room. I didn't hide it. It's archived, Carol, and you're in the room. You're going to get a copy. John writes, I could have bought it for less than 1,000. I passed. Look, I could have bought it, John, when it was 100, and I passed on it. Because at the time, I didn't realize that this was going to be rolled out as a scalable technology. I just looked upon it as an alternative form of payment, which at that time it's all it was. I mean, now this whole sector is completely different. And when these huge companies pile their money in, the kind of innovative technology they're going to build off the Ethereum blockchain, I think is going to revolutionize the world. And we want to be in on the ground floor. And essentially, it's where we are. A lot of money's been made, but 95% of the money has not been made. Very few retailers take Bitcoin. There's no governments involved. There's no major, well, there are a couple of major banks, but most aren't. There are no institutions involved. The big money is still on the sidelines, and it will come. And when it comes, I want to be positioned to ride it up in our long-term holdings, and hopefully it'll catch some of our short terms for the big ride. And that's where we are. The website, I'll show you right here. Whoops. This is my website. All the other websites that you might want to go to are just going to be in the video, and you can just scroll to them. You don't have to listen to me over again. Right here. That's our phone number. There's our email. Feel free to send me any questions. You don't have to send me $500 to send me an email. I'm not a crypto guru. As a crypto guru, you have to spend $1,999 for 4 emails. Send me an email for free. And that's my email address. That's our website. It's this. I haven't even gotten this up. It's all formatted on our new website, which will be out right after the first of the year. Okay, guys, listen, everyone, have a wonderful afternoon. Have a very, very healthy, happy new year. And if I can in any way add to this prosperity of 2018, I will, because I'm going to be in every trade with you guys. I'm taking them all live with you, and my own money is behind it. And I'm dead serious that I want to make really, really good money here. Take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful, safe, happy new year. And hopefully I'll see a lot of you in 2018. Take care all. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. And ladies, bye-bye.